I think it's about time the SEC backs down from this losing war. Give the XRP Army a chance to flourish. The regulatory body seems to only go for specific crypto, which could be as a result of behind-the-curtain dealings with certain powerful people. Now, we all know the value of crypto. Quite frankly, anyone who's been in the crypto market long enough could easily tell the difference between shit coins and coins that could add value to our lives. One of the shit coins, I'm sorry to say, is Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. I said it. Bite me. Anyway, valuable coins include cryptos such as XRP, among others. Cryptos that could potentially change the financial world for good. But before I get down to all the nitty-gritty, let's roll that intro. As always, welcome to Money Side, your favorite crypto channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get updates when we drop new videos. And don't forget to smash that like button, and you can always leave a comment or a question in the section below.
Now, after a lengthy battle, a district judge may be close to announcing a decision, the outcome of which will impact the entire crypto industry. Joining me now is lawyer John Deaton, who's closely involved in the case, and our own Charlie Gasparino. And you two have had many conversations on there. I've been bad at some. That's about.
You're still with us. I mean, in terms of the case.
Yes, I did.
Elizabeth, explain to you. You were on the side of the Ripple shareholders, right? You're advising Ripple.
No, I'm for the XRP holders.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
the individual retail holders. We have 75,000 plus.
I'm going to get a lot of crap for
That's okay. Put amicus curiae. The judge. I filed a motion to intervene. The judge said, "Well, I'm not going to let you become a defendant with those 70,000 people, but you can be amicus curiae, you could participate."
The SEC trying to get you kicked off.
They phoned us at the beginning, and then they filed motion. They tried to kick me off.
You're still here.
And we got a good victory last night.
Okay, so victory last night was the judge basically said, I hear you could have these expert witnesses, SEC could have these expert witnesses, but what he really did was say, off the checklist is the expert witness decision. The next decision could be summary judgment, correct? Which means she might rule from the bench, either in favor of Ripple or the SEC.
Absolutely, Charlie. This was a Dauber motion. Ripple has 10 expert witnesses, and the SEC has 5. Both sides challenged their experts and say they should be excluded. The victory we got was there was an expert the SEC was offering who was going to testify as to what XRP holders thought in their head when they purchased XRP. Of course, he never interviewed one single XRP holder in his entire career.
This guy has ESP.
And he received a $3 million contract from, guess who? The SEC.
Oh, nice.
To serve as a witness. And so the judge excluded that part of this testimony that he's not going to be allowed. To your point, though, some people believed that the decision on Dauber motions on expert witnesses could come down simultaneously with the summary judgment motion. So I tweeted out yesterday that I wouldn't be surprised we get a decision a day now or within a couple.
And let's be real clear here. If the SEC says, and they hold Ripple liable for selling XRP, which was an unregistered security, big thing, that means just about every crypto, except for maybe Bitcoin, and maybe even Bitcoin, it could be considered a security, correct?
Look, I mean, Gensler's come out and said that Bitcoin is the only one he's comfortable saying is a commodity. Right. So I think you could take Bitcoin off.
Okay, hey, now for that, let's just say the SEC wins this, and a lot of people think they will, given what happened with Sam Bankman-Fried. It's going to be hard for a judge to basically side on the, like in crypto's favor. Doesn't have a ripple effect through the industry in the sense that, how does that make Coinbase? That means Binance, all brokered unregistered securities. Aren't they kind of on the hubble?
It's going to be a huge precedential value if the SEC wins, because when you look at XRP, it was created in 2012. It was the third largest cryptocurrency in the world when the SEC sued Ripple. It was traded, Charlie Cheryl, for 7.5 years in the United States, around the world, openly and fairly, without any interaction from the SEC. And then the SEC comes in 7.5 years later, after it was declared convertible virtual currency by the FinCEN, right, and declared by FSOC as virtual currency, by the Government Accountability Office as a virtual currency utilizing a decentralized platform. After all of that, the SEC comes, well, after all those years.
Okay, they still have a strong hand. If they win, that ripples throughout the.
And that's what I was getting at. If XR hit the original security, they're going to win? No. I think the SEC is going to lose, but that doesn't mean Ripple's going to get an outright win either. But I think the SEC is going to lose at summary judgment because of the theory that they went with. Charlie, normally when you go after a promoter, you say, well, on this particular day, you made an unregistered securities offering or sell. And that particular transaction was a security investment contract. And now they're saying that all sales of XRP and XRP itself is a...
I think they're.
John, this is why all eyes are on this case and why Twitter blows up every time you come on. I just think this guy.
I think the SEC is going to win. And I tell you, it's going to be a bad day for crypto.
As you can hear from this interview, the case is about to end. And that could happen sooner than we all thought. Right now, the big question is, who will win the case? The only reason why the SEC could win is because of what happened with FTX, which, my perspective, is actually the reason why Ripple will win. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you remember, the main reason why FTX got away with most of its shady dealings is because SBF had a direct line to Gary Gensler, SEC chair. Were it not for that simple fact, I'm sure the regulatory body would be all over FTX. With that in mind, I highly doubt the court will rule in favor of the SEC. As John Deaton said in that interview, it might be a full win, but there's no chance that the SEC will win this case. But the future is happening right now, and soon. We only need to read between the lines.
You know, a CBDC, I think you're asking whether a CBDC would serve some of that, but a CBDC is going to be years in the evaluation. And, I think we can get this into the hands of the public very quickly. And I think we'll have real-time payments in this country very, very soon. And so that's a good thing.
He hits on a couple of things here that I think is important. One is the fact that he's mentioning crypto. Might be the first time I've heard Powell actually start to bring that up. Now, he also mentioned they don't want to stifle innovation. I think that is a very key point. Granted, I think it is a little bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing kind of scenario, because at the end of the piece that we played for you guys, what he really is at is that they're controlling the bank's activity, and they want banks to be able to securely be able to model into against this, which will be a scenario for regulators to come in and play, the trump card in the sense of being able to line the streets with a potential opportunity. This gets back to my whole theory is that the fix is in, and that traditional finance is the onboard route for this to occur. And it's just a matter of them, meaning traditional lawmakers, being able to gut the system and be able to get all of the bad players out, quote, bad players. This will move out some of the innovators as well, and then rebuild, kind of like burn it down first and then rebuild it. That's where I think this is going. And I think the inflationary scenario plays into this, but at the same time, this is a global market. You've heard me say this many times. Further into this interview, he goes on to add some additional things around the debt ceiling. Listen to what he had to say here.
It really matters between the executive branch and Congress. We do not seek to play a role in these policy issues. But at the end of the day, there's only one solution to this problem, and that is Congress. Whatever else may happen will happen, but Congress really needs to raise the debt ceiling. That's the only way out in a timely way that allows us to pay all of our bills when and as due. And if we fail to do so, I think that the consequences are hard to estimate, but they could be extraordinarily adverse, and could do longstanding harm.
Well,
I think that's a
pretty straightforward, guys. This means we're going to have more money into the system, injected in the system. Remember, this is how and what the problem has existed on. When you go from 900 million or billion to over almost 5 trillion in a period of essentially 15 years, that is the kind of scenario we're faced in terms of this debt ceiling. There is no way out of this, I don't believe, based on the analysis. Many of the analysts I've talked to, we've done deep dive research on this with a ton of people from all walks of industries, including in different places around the world, looking at the condition here in the U.S. And I think that is the point that Powell is making.
Jerome Powell in his speech said that CBDCs are soon coming to the market. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for, and it's just about to happen. The stars are now aligning, and everything could potentially fit together perfectly. Imagine if the SEC versus Ripple case ends just in time for the launch of CBDCs. And to top it all off, the CBDCs end up being launched on RippleNet. In that specific moment, XRP's price will shoot through the roof, and this crypto will become too expensive for the average trader. So right now is the perfect time to stock up on crypto as much as you can before the bullish trend starts. Who knows? We might already be in a bullish trend right now. Do you think you have enough XRP to take you to that $1 million capital in crypto? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and let's have a conversation. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and please click on that subscribe button below and turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thanks again, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next Money Side.